This is still the Morning Express on mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. We just had trends in the papers where we reviewed stories on the front pages of our national dailies, and now it's time for Mainland Focus. My name is Sage Babalola. Very briefly, we'll be joined by Fuad Said as we have selected a number of stories for further conversation. We have two stories for conversations this morning. I would like to get your insight on these stories. One, something of an international story and how it affects us as a country, especially, like I said earlier during trends in the papers, our dependence on the West and how international events sort of indirectly affects the state of our economy down to the cost of commodity, mostly linked to our import-dependent economy. Well, like I said, Fuad will be joining us for the first phase of the conversation, just very briefly to solidify the points that he made earlier, and then I would open the phone line and give you an opportunity to converse with us as well on radio. We're still streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. You can listen via the station's website, www.mainlandfm.com. For this morning, right, we'll be focusing on the inauguration of Donald Trump. Well, President Donald Trump is no longer president-elect. A few hours ago, he was sworn in, and he had quite a lot to say regarding what to expect from his administration. There were some points that he made during his speech, and thankfully, earlier during the day, Fuad Said had been graceful enough to open our minds to how what goes on in America in a way impacts us as a country. Now, the most significant of the things that were highlighted during his speech was, of course, the immigration orders, and his first standing ovation was actually following the remarks that he made that there would be a decline in national emergency at the southern border. For example, I did give you further information about that. The CPB app that usually takes care of the influx of people via the southern border became non-operational following his inauguration yesterday. So even people who had interviewed scheduled earlier, or typically people who had arrangements made, it was cancelled, and so people cannot go through that particular border at this moment. Whether or not there will be a reconsideration, we have no idea. But the minute Trump took that podium and was sworn in, it was as if the entire environment began to react to his ascent to that particular to the White House. So there were conversation about his immigration orders, and he has said that he would build walls. These are no new initiatives. The migrant protection protocols during his first administration, it will begin. He also spoke about, he was quite critical of the Joe Biden administration and how some of their initiatives were more detrimental to the progress of America. Some of the things he also spoke about was the Panama conversation and how there are allegations of Chinese involvement in Panama. Actually, I'll just allow you to listen to what he said regarding Panama and how America would take over Panama and also minimize Chinese influence. Take a listen to that, and then we'll come back and would actually raise the question surrounding this particular story.
Proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier. I'm pleased to say that as of Teddy Roosevelt, the money for many of the great things he did, including the Panama Canal, which has foolishly been given to the country of Panama. We have been treated very badly from this foolish gift that should have never been made, and Panama's promise to us has been broken. The purpose of our deal and the spirit of our treaty has been totally violated. American ships are being severely overcharged and not treated fairly in any way, shape, or form, and that includes the United States Navy. And above all, China is operating the Panama Canal, and we didn't give it to China, we gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
Well, there you have it. Some of the things that were said. His relationship with China, although the US and China have always had something of a frenemy relationship, they are trade partners, but they've always been very critical of each other. Well, Trump is saying that he's going to look into that particular thing. Now, aside from that, he says he's going to make America rich again. He's going to up manufacturing. As it stands, there are only two genders, that's male and female. So all of the trans people within the public sector will be relieved of their responsibilities. He also spoke about the trade agreements that they have with neighboring countries and all their friends, there would be some sort of review, amongst other things. So our concern really is the kind of influence that Trump's emergence as the 47th president of the United States of America would have on Nigeria, especially regarding immigration. The fact that oil prices there might be some sort of disruption to oil prices if America begins to produce in large quantity. So what would happen to Nigeria when oil prices start to fluctuate? What's going to happen to our economy? And we know that we run an economy that's somewhat dependent on the revenue that we get from crude. So the conversation is also around immigration. Our brothers and sisters who are there, who are probably, or some of them who are there without their full papers, what is going to happen to them? Are we going to see an influx of our brothers and sisters coming home? What's going to happen to those who probably have families? Are they going to be separated from their families? How are American structures going to stop him from some of the decisions he's going to make? And also, what kind of relationship would Nigeria be able to establish with President Donald Trump at the end of the day? That is the first conversation that we're having. And secondly, on national issues, our own domestic issues, we're talking about the 50% tariff hike. There's been a lot of reservations regarding this, although there are some analysts that say, well, it's fair game, right? 50%, so they would bear 50% loss and they will have 50%, and then let the consumers as well bear a 50% loss. At least let there be a middle ground. But then there's also been reservations that Nigerians are already suffering too much. We cannot afford to pay a single extra dime for the services that the telcos are offering to us. Anyways, this review would actually see us pay as much as 16 naira for phone calls as opposed to 11 naira, and also 6 naira per text message as opposed to the 4 naira that we're spending. And according to, or based on 2023 statistics of amount of calls that were made throughout the course of the year, the telcos might make as much as 6.47 trillion naira. So what do you think about this? Is this fair that the telcos are willing to reach a middle ground with the consumers? We will bear 50%, let's increase it by 50%, help us so we can stay operational and continue to offer you great service. So those are the two stories that we have for conversation this morning. Please feel free to call 0913-6000410. That is the phone line. You can also reach us via WhatsApp or text message 0913-6000430. We're still streaming the program live on Facebook and on YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. Those are the ways through which you can communicate with us. Don't forget, we're talking about basically, or summarily, the impacts that the emergence of Donald J. Trump as president of the United States of America would have on us as Nigerians because of our close trade ties, close economic ties with the United States of America. And also, would you say that the telcos have been fair in the offer to Nigerians with a 50% tariff hike as opposed to the 100% that was initially proposed? Let's hear from Fouad briefly, and then I'll take your submissions. Fouad, good morning. Thank you for your patience. Please go ahead.
All right, thank you for having me, Sage. Well, I think for Donald J. Trump, the 47th president of the United States, the summary of his speech can be put into about 5 things: the issue of immigration, the issue of trade, the LGBTQ issues, which are purely domestic issues, also with global implications. You also probably have to look at the issue of different conflicts in different parts of the world, the Middle East, Ukraine, and all of that. But for Nigeria, bringing it down home, really, Sage, I think the message is simple. There's cultural anxiety all over the Western world. There are immigration concerns all over the Western world, from the United States to Canada to Europe. Everyone is talking about the issue of immigration. There are cultural concerns. Politicians are taking note of that because the narrative is changing very, very fast. And so what it tells our leaders, or what we should tell our leaders, is that, look, this is the time for them to concentrate on fixing our own country. I just gave you, 2 situations. And look, when everybody is so concerned about the U.S., what Donald Trump is going to do, he's going to throw people out. The countries that are concerned, the citizens of the countries that are concerned, are countries that the government have been so bad. Countries where the government has simply run those countries aground. Of course, you understand the problem with Mexico and most of the countries along the southern borders of the United States, and then to Africa. For the Middle East, okay, you can talk about the conflict and the wars that's pushing people out of the countries into the Western world. But for Africa, it is bad governance, nothing more. The corruption, the lack of, good thinking on the part of our leaders. It's the reason why people are trooping out of the country as if we have a war situation in the first place. So the message is simple. Let our leaders fix the country. Sit back here and understand that, look, the only way is for them to sit back here and ensure that the resources of the people are put to judicious use to better the lives of the people and improve the living standards of the people. That's the message. There are no consistent policies anywhere in the world. If tomorrow Democrats come in again with their liberal policies on immigration, somebody is going to come tomorrow again and say, no, we're going to close our borders. So develop your own country. And that's why I said to you earlier in the morning, say, would the people of Singapore be bothered about what Trump is doing? Maybe they will probably ask questions around trade if it's going to affect them. But on immigration, do you think they'll be bothered? Do you think the people of the UAE, for example, the Emirati, will be bothered that Trump wants to close on his borders and he's not going to allow people to come in? He's not going to bother because, again, they've done well for their own people. So it's our own leaders that should take a lesson and understand that, look, this is not the era for them to go on all of this unnecessary frivolity, wasteful spend, this corruption, steal, and continue to steal. Sit back here, make the resources of the people work for them. That's it. And then on the issue of tariff, say, it's difficult for me, like I told you earlier in the morning, to say that, look, this hike in price is not fair. Every other thing has gone up. And I'm sure operational costs of the telcos have also gone up. So the question is, who are we to say that, look, because things have gone up, they should not add to the pains of Nigerians. They didn't cause the pain in the first place. The policies of the government drove us to this level where everything has gone up. They've talked about the operational costs going up by almost 200%, if you remember.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's a reality we have to live with. And that's why Nigerians are already planning that, look, you cannot make direct calls, you make internet calls. At the end of the day, it goes back to what I've been saying. Go and take care of yourself. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Fuad, we appreciate you for your insight on the matter. It's time for us to take your submission. Don't forget, it's just 1 minute for each caller, which means if you would like to contribute on both stories, you'd have to be able to maximize your time, 30 seconds on each story. But if you want to talk about one, by all means, you can use your entire minute to talk about one story. If you did not catch what we're talking about this morning and you'd like to contribute, we're talking basically about the emergence of Donald Trump and the sort of influence it would have on our relationship with America, for example, especially because we do have trade relationships with the United States of America, and America is a superpower of the world. If they sneeze, the whole world catches a cold. And so how can we be certain that Trump's emergence is not going to pose something of a stumbling block for us? And also especially with his immigration policies and also with his trade policies, and he's not backing down, as you can see from the very first moment he made some of these announcements. And secondly, we're talking about the issue of the tariff hike, the telcos tariff hike, which was initially proposed 100% tariff hike, but due to negotiation and considerations for the Nigerian people, it was reduced to 50%. And even at 50%, we have telcos operators who are still displeased with that increase, and they're saying that Nigerians will be further impoverished if they have to pay increased amount of money to make phone calls or to send SMSs or to browse the internet. So for calls, once again, 0913-6000-410, text message WhatsApp 0913-6000-430. Once again, I'd like to reiterate that each caller is entitled to just 1 minute, so please do the best you can to fit in all your submission within that minute. We're going to take our first call for the morning. Also drop your submission via the streaming platform on Facebook, Mainland 98.3 FM. I'll take our first call. Good morning. Tell me your name, where you're calling from, and you can give your submission. Hello.
You're from Mogba. Good morning, Fuad. Good morning. He's not in the station.
No, he's not here right now. Yes,
please, where is Sada? Has Sada left?
Yes, we made a post on our social media platforms.
He has left finally. Yes. Yes. What a faithful lady to me. We thank God. I believe she has moved to higher level.
Yes.
I'm missing her, and I'll still be missing her. Tell her I love her wherever she is. John from Mogba. That is that. That is for that. Yeah. As regards Trump, yes, one has spoken. What will be the concern of Luxembourg, Finland, Qatar, United Arab Emirates about Trump closing the American border? What will be their concern? Of course, they will not be bothered because the leaders are taking care of their country. It is the leaders that will go to America for medical checks, for medical treatment that are concerned, because they have destroyed, they have looted their country into penury.
That is why they will go to America and they are concerned. They are always sitting at the edge, waiting for what Trump will say. If Trump makes, they are concerned. If Trump speaks, they are concerned because they have lose their country dry and they are not ready to shave. As that telecom,
Hello. Hello.
Good morning.
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
All right. Welcome.
I greet you.
Yes.
America is not better than Nigeria in terms of natural resources and human resources, but America is better than Nigeria in terms of policies that will go well for the citizens of America and their free speech, as we said. So everybody when the people say Trump go start am, if you no get it and Trump go start you now concerning tariff of territory. We are paying tariff for Tomo, tariff for pineapple. We are paying tax, we been paying tax for food. When they take these taxes, they do. Then they use and they settle Nigeria INS, Nigeria judges, Nigeria army. Why Nigeria citizens cannot buy onions? We cannot buy pineapple. We are parking our cars. We are not picking inside of the bin. When I was telling you people last October, they were calling me connected from Atapam. Nigerians are now picking into the bin in Korata and the boundary under British eating. While our elite are enjoying.
Thank you.
That's what I can say. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your submission. Hello.
Hello, Baba. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Peter Monse from Shobodo.
Yes.
Trump said he will close the borders against illegal immigrants. There will be no influx of illegal immigrants. And unfortunately, last week in Nigeria, we were told that it is the foreign terrorists that have migrated into Nigeria through our porous borders. So what America can do, Nigeria is unable to do. And Trump said he's going to build industry. To do what? To employ the American people. But what is happening in Nigeria? The policies of the government are closing down industries. So Nigerians are sent to unemployment market. Children, mothers, fathers are now resorting to scavenging for food from the dustbin. So that is the difference between America and Nigeria. Let me tell you, whatever happened that affects Nigerians, they let them come back. Let's stay here and build this country. Some of us refuse to go. I had another from my boss from Germany. I had another one from Lyon from Belgium. I had another one from one of my friends in America. I refuse to travel. I said I will stay here. I will make it here. I've made it here. So let them come back. We make it together. God bless you.
Thank you so very much. Hello. Morning to you.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Yes. Nice to have you.
Yeah. Yes, my name is Ella, and I'm calling from Lagos. Yeah, quick one. Trump on his ascension to power. There's a sharp contrast here now. This is a leader that is intentional about protecting his people in whatever way. You understand? And I think the majority are in support of him. You understand? So it's not for us to start complaining. Any policy that he makes, and you can see as if the ground running, and that's a sharp contrast to what we have here, where we have a government that has impoverished the lives of the people, that is not doing the needful. We have borders that we are supposed to take care of. We are not closing the borders. And we know what happens. All these terrorists, bandits, all these people, marauders, they come into our borders. So it's a sharp contrast. Then on the tariff increase, you know, I said it before, the president, he said renewed hope. So we don't have a choice. This is part of the dividends of renewed hope. Maybe this will teach us sense to do the needful when 2027 comes. God bless me, man.
All right, thank you very much for calling. Let's take another phone call. Hello, morning to you.
Hello.
Please turn down the volume on your radio, please. Hello.
Don't come down. It was still dialing when they came.
Yes.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
How are you? Good morning.
I'm well. Good morning to you.
Oh, your colleague has left?
Yes.
Oh, I wish I were.
Thank you.
We don't have to be stagnant in a place. Move. I said, you see, I'm a supporter of Trump. People will say that, Madam, why do you people they go like this? I said, the thing when I see, you not see him. I know that Trump is going to bring peace to the world. In his last 4 years, he never executed any war for America. Rather, he was trying to make peace and bring back his people, American first. And bring them back home. And he has said it. He said, if there's war, business will not move. And that is the type of mindset African leaders should have. It's not what, you shouldn't have that selfish, let me make the money myself. Trump has said, yes, he's a man of peace, and he's coming to bring peace, because there's too much blood all over the world, including my country, Nigeria. Too much blood. That guy is coming to bring peace, because he's coming now. Gaza and Hamas now, they kind of settled, and it's going to be permanent in Jesus' name.
All right. Thank you very much for calling, Madam Ify. We appreciate you. Let's read some of the messages. Yes, let's read some of the messages that we have gotten on Facebook. I'll start with Facebook, actually. Hold on a second. Fadare Bumi Osi Morale says, I salute you gallantly, my lady Sage. How is your morale this morning? Thank you. I wish the new US president congratulations. My brother and his family live in the USA. Very soon our great country will surely achieve sweetness again. Thank you very much. We appreciate you for texting. We have good morning, Sage. My take is on the increase of telcos tariff. I understand, because we all know it is not easy doing business with this sustainable economic policies, but my concern is their service, especially the indigenous green network that you would subscribe but cannot use the data because of their poor network. All right, thank you very much. We have more messages here. Frederick Morka says, good morning, Sage. I only have a question this morning, and I hope you give me an answer. Do we have an ambassador to the US presently? I don't think so. So let's wait and see how our leadership will adjust to the policies of the US. Why in God's name did we kill NIPOST? Well, the telcos can increase their rate since they run on diesel daily. Thank you very much. We appreciate you for your message. Benjamin Isa on Facebook says, good morning, Sage and Fuad. Yesterday, we heard the speech of Donald Trump of what he will do for his people. Trump said, America first, others is secondary. And that is what we have not seen in our country. Trump said illegal immigrants will be deported to their countries. That's a good one for America. Today, Nigeria have a lot of illegal immigrants causing and posing a lot of damages and danger in the country. Our leaders do not have the political will to deport them for obvious reasons. Government approved 50% hike for telcos. What do you expect when the government have increased all that they're supposed to subsidize for the masses? Benjamin from Shogunle there with a message. Let me do WhatsApp for a little bit. We have good morning, Sage and Fuad. More love for both of you. This is Eugene Chibukwe Oxley. Now on Trump, believe in him and I trust him. He's more concerned about the welfare of his people, and that is what it's supposed to be. Let our leaders learn how to take care of their people. So what other countries are doing will not affect us directly or indirectly. On the tariff hike, I'm not trying to make excuses for the telecom companies, but this increment are as a result of subsidy is gone and the floating of the naira. Thank you very much, Eugene, for your message. We have Noah from Ugondo who says, good morning, Sage. The high tariff in the telecoms industry is as a result of high inflation in Nigeria. Virtually all goods and services have drastically increased owing to government economic policies. All industries and organizations have equally increased their prices to meet up production cost and maintenance. Based on this, one cannot really blame telecom providers. But when will this suffering come to an end? Because a big question is left for the government to answer. President Trump was voted by the majority of Americans in a transparent process. He has been sworn in to tackle America's problem, and he's energetic, he's bold, he's determined to make life meaningful for his people. Let's give him a chance. Noah from Igondo. All right, we have Nigeria is always weary of America policies and how it would affect them instead of developing themselves. They are weary because of their monies are stashed abroad and their dual nationality pursuit. On the telcos, the government allowed the refined petroleum product to be determined by market force. Why will the telcos not be determined by market forces as well? Kono from Olodi Apapa. Okay, thank you very much. But I don't know if I said your name correctly. We have here, it's really a shame that we have people who are truncating election process and democracy in Nigeria, calling to congratulate the US and the president over a successful election. My prayer to Trump is that he should extend some of his bans to this class of people in Nigeria. Let there be a total ban on health and leisure tourism of the political class in Nigeria to the US. He should carry the same campaign against this class of Nigerians to other Western powers if he loves Nigeria. Steve from Ijaniki. All right, let's go back to taking phone calls. 09136000410 is the number to dial. It's trends in the papers. We're talking Donald Trump, his emergence, and the influence this would have on Nigeria in terms of economy, trade relationship, amongst other things, and also migration as well. And also we're talking about the 50% tariff hike. What say you? Is this a fair deal, or you think that there can be some sort of review? Hello, morning to you.
Hello, Lady Sage.
Yes, good morning to you.
Thank you, my dear. My name is Prince Wires. Calling you from Amuodofi.
Welcome.
Yeah. Trump is at the helm of affairs now. Yesterday's speech of Trump make me to know that America themselves, they have an internal problem. Look what he's saying against the Swiss government that just left. You see, where something happened in Nigeria, they say something can happen in America. They said they are a forum at the border. Look what's going on. So, we must love our country. It's a lesson for all of us. And this is the first time I have a convicted man as a president of America. So, if he do well to bring peace to the world, I will appreciate him. Because the America control the United Nations. And people are being killed, seniors are being killed in the Middle East. If they can bring peace to that place, people are share their own state, different their own state, and let them live as a brother, live together in peace. We want peace in our country.
Thank you very much.
Peaceful world. Good morning to you, my dear. God bless you.
Good morning. Thank you very much for calling. Hello. Hello. Or if that was you, please try to make it back. 0913600410 is the number to call. You can also send a WhatsApp message to 0913600430. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM across our social media platforms. I really don't know what's going on with the phones. As the call come in, they drop. I apologize for that. I don't know if that's a problem from your end or from our end here. But whilst we're trying to rectify that, I'll just read this WhatsApp message. We have, hello Mainland FM, there's a popular saying that one good term deserves another. The coming back of Trump as the 47th US president shows that people have used their votes to express their satisfaction during his first term. The message he has passed during his inauguration, while he highlighted so many issues amongst others, is the closure of the border to illegal immigrants, and is telling other country leaders to develop their countries and make life more comfortable for their citizens. I'll come back to reading this message. Let's take this phone call to be sure things have rectified. Hello.
Hello?
Oh, wonderful. Hello, morning to you. Please go ahead.
Hello?
I can hear you. Good morning.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me see if this works. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Sage.
Good morning. Are you able to hear me?
Can you hear them clear?
Okay, wonderful. Go ahead, please.
Yes. Yes, coming up from Malaba.
All right, welcome.
On this program today, I just want to agree with Mr. Fawad completely. I think African leaders, African rulers, they need to come to reality and do the needful to ensure that, yes, things work out in their own territory. So that's what coming up. I don't think if anyone is okay in his own country, how would to be bothered about that? It's for America, and America different from Nigeria. Whatever we are doing together should be on the normal ground. But if Africans are not really taking care of their own territory, what will happen to them in foreign lands? Men and James and Africa in that land now. In fact, we pass a lot of things, but that's what we go extra mile. But the only thing is that I will advise them over there to do the needful. They are now everything possible. Procure the normal documents and be happy. Good morning.
All right, good morning. Thank you very much for calling. I'll go back. Oh, the message I was reading, I don't know what happened to it. Why do you T$ķēmī or not? Why do you send and delete messages? It makes it difficult for us to follow up on the messages that you are sending. We were reading that, but it's okay. Hello, morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Sage.
Yes, good morning.
This is Keith. I'm calling from Omikma.
All right, welcome.
Yes, you see, as regards the Trump issue, when he won the election, I could remember vividly that I called you and I told you that I was happy that he won the election. And that's because it's a cue for African leaders to go fix their own countries. Sure, you get my point?
Yeah.
Everybody is complaining and screaming, Trump is going to do this, Trump is going to do that. Let to me, Nigerians, immigrants in general, go and fix your country. This guy is practically telling you that he's going to pick his citizens first. It's Americans first. I've told someone that when this place is going to get better is when Nigerian leaders, African leaders, know that they have nowhere to run to. I told someone, if COVID was an African sickness, maybe majority of Africans would have died because African leaders would not care, they would have run away from Africa. So that's just that for Trump. For me, for the tariff increase,
stage. I'm even surprised to 50%. I was expecting it to be like 100% or 80%, because it is not favorable to do business in this place anymore. It is audible to the deaf and visible to the blind. These people are running on diesel. They are running on crazy FX rate. Everything is crazy at the moment.
Thank you for calling.
So he's not changing. Thank you very much.
Have a beautiful day yourself. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, my sister.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, everybody who is hearing me. This is Okimoki.
Welcome.
What I am happy, very, very happy over this man that Trump invited, Baba Kumuni. In fact, I will not tell you that you people should not be angry. The whole world, that man, I like him. His message is final. Not that other people, they are not good, but they are good. But this man, I like him. He talk about holiness and righteousness. I am not a member of Deeper Life. I'm a member of Assemblies of God. But I like that man. I want to ask a question. Why is it that our president is not going on?
I'm not really sure that I understand what you're trying to tell me, honestly. Maybe call back or send a message. I honestly I was not able to really, I don't understand what you were trying to tell me. Maybe those who were listening were able to get you. 091360000410 is the number to call. I'll go back to reading messages now so we can at least get enough contributions across the board. Before I do that, let me take this one call. Hello. Hello.
Is it that my time was up?
No, you disconnected.
Okay, can I finish now?
I don't know if it was you, but it's 1 minute per person. I'm not sure if it was you or somebody else who disconnected.
Am I through with the first minute with the call? Let me drop, or if not, let me continue my.
I'm not set. Go ahead, since I already answered.
Okay, about the telco, this thing increment. Let their service commensurate with the money they want to collect. Honestly, not that when we want to make a call now, one madam inside the phone will tell you that your number you are trying to call is not. No, you don't want that. As they are charging high, let their services be high. Let them up their services. Good morning.
All right. Thank you very much. I know there was somebody who started talking and he disconnected, and I asked them to call back. I wasn't sure if it was you, but it's okay. You can still call back if you're unable to speak earlier when you called when the whole interruption was going on. Please, by all means, call back or send a message if you like. Let me read this message. Sage, I greet you devotedly. I would like to balance my thoughts regarding the 50% tariff increase by the telcos. I sympathize with them because of the cost of doing business. We don't have stable power, and their generating sets across the country needs to be running 24 hours. Is it not billions of naira that they are paying on diesel? They pay heavily on security to protect their assets across the country, especially in the north. Sage, tell me that your station hasn't increased the cost of airtime for advert and programs following subsidy removal. But on the flip side, I think 50% is too high. Who will compensate the citizens for the poor service we get from the telcos? The dropped calls, undelivered SMS, the poor network. At least 20% is okay. I'm going to look for Sandra wherever she is. James Ugbuna from Mushodi. By all means. Hello, good morning to you. Hello. Okay, I think it's happening again. I sincerely apologize. We'll be able to get a handle on this soon enough. More messages here. Good morning, beautiful people on Mainland FM radio. Even I don't really care about American policies and whatever is going on there. Nonetheless, I must congratulate Trump. He's a man who is committed to the welfare of his people, and that's all leadership is about. It's not about mediocrity and the leadership like we have in Africa, and particularly here in Nigeria. Real people love Trump. Serious-minded people support Trump. Victor Aloy Igboke from Ikeja. Okay, well, the vote of confidence for Trump is rather surprising. We have Kabiru Adegbenru who says that, good morning, Sage and Oga Fuad. President Trump is ready to serve Americans based on his campaign promises. But here in Nigeria, the government is making life unbearable for Nigerians with bad policies. God bless my country, Nigeria. All right, thank you very much. We have James Onwachi Obona who says, Sage, I greet you devotedly. Oh, you already sent this to WhatsApp. We have Mohammed Ali who says, Sage and Fuad, in an environment where majority are poor, removing all the subsidies, how would the government be able to achieve growth and development? Everything has been increased. Mohammed Ali, thank you very much for your message. This is still Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM, where the sound of Lagos. For Mainland Focus today, we're deciding to have conversations around the emergence of Donald Trump as the 47th President of the United States of America. And there's been a lot of concerns regarding his policies, the decisions that would be made moving forward, and how it would affect us as a country. What effects do you think his emergence would have on Nigeria? Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, my name is Chris from Ikeja.
Welcome, Chris.
A first-time caller.
Oh, nice to have you. Welcome to the Mainland FM family. We hope to hear from you soon.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes.
Well, my take on today is, first of all, I'd like to commend Fuad and yourself for doing a great job on the radio.
Thank you very much.
The one thing is, yeah, I'm so happy that Trump is elected back again. Because I can remember when Obama was the president of America, he came to Kenya and lambasted the African presidents that they're not doing well for their people. They should go back home and do the right thing, because they're not going to be there forever. You know, so Trump did the right thing by saying what he said yesterday. Okay, so let our people learn their lessons. Our leaders should learn their lessons and come back and fix Africa. And on the tariff increase, you don't blame those guys because they are running on diesel every minute. I have one behind me that has been running on diesel all through, and they pay a lot of money, and they protect their assets not where bandits are operating. So you don't blame them. Everything is up already in Nigeria. So we keep praying to God that God will see us through. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much for calling, and we hope to hear from you often. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, lady say good morning.
Good morning. Is it possible you speak up a little for us and turn down the volume on your radio?
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me now?
Yes, better. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Dj Joshua.
Welcome.
I just want to say I strongly believe in Africa, and I believe